người bị Okay, now, first step, when you start, you do this. That will be the easiest way to make. Okay? So, how many workers you need? 5, 7, 8, 4, 6. Okay, so you draw this. 5, 7, 8, 4, 5, 7, 8, 4, 6. Correct? Then that will help you to determine the number that you need later. Okay? That will be the easiest way. Okay? Because it can visualize. Okay? Then we start. We always start from stage to 5. Okay? So this is our stage. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know where right here. I only need this one. Now, we write down the cost. Okay? So here, cost equal to, okay, so we look at that. Okay? So the first one here is, now C1 is your access cost. Okay? So access cost. So instead you take 300, 400, 200, in this calculation here, to simplify that, we use 3, 4, 2. Okay, if you're not comfortable, you want to use 300, 400, 200. Okay, so if you use 3, 4, 2, later you remember to multiply back 500. Okay. So, every exact one, I multiply by 3 here. Okay, so I put here 3e plus. Now here I'm going to put a square bracket. Fixed cost 400. Every one that are higher, I need to add on another 200. Multiply by any worker that are higher. Right? So this is the number of workers that are higher. This is my extra worker. Now take note here. If I didn't hire anyone, do I need to pay for this for 400? Don't need. Okay? So when x equal to 0, the whole term is equal to 0. Okay? Plus f. Okay? So this is the formula to calculate cost. Okay? Follow up. Now we start with step number 5. Alright? So first thing we write down is B. Okay? So B5 equal to 5. Okay, B5 equal to 6. B5 equal to 6. Now you see here you need 6 workers. Any reason that you need to keep more than 6 workers? There's no reason. Now case like this, if you look at case like this, I need 4 persons. It is possible that I might keep up to 6 persons, so that in next stage I don't need to hire anymore. Because every time you hire, you pay for extra for everything here. Right? It might be cheaper that here I keep extra 2 workers, then later I can save this cost. Okay. Right? But here, this is the last stage already. There's no reason. No reason you need to keep more than that. Okay? So for the very last stage, your F5 always equal to your P5. Always. Okay? Because there's no reason you need to keep more. Okay? So F5 equal to 6. Okay, now we look at stage number 4. Okay, so we look at stage number 4. So X4. What is the possibility of X4? Now, this is the one that you need to graph. Okay, how to determine the value? You always start with x4. Before 4. Okay? Then from here, you look to the right and you look for the maximum value. So in this case here, the maximum value is 6. Okay? So it will be 4 or 5 or 6. So that means here, instead of 4, I might have 4 workers. I might want to keep 5 workers. I might want to keep 6 workers. Okay? Now here we do one extra step which is not shown here. We write down access and higher. Now this value will be the same. This value is always the same. Why? Because you're comparing this and this. Okay, you're comparing this and this. Now you need 6 workers. You have only 6 workers. No other option. You need 6 workers and you have 6 workers. Any extra workers here? No. Okay, so for E, you are comparing this. Okay, so you need 6 workers and you have 6 workers. So no extra workers. Right, now E only depends on this. This value never change. So this one will remain constant. Okay, now how many workers do I need to hire? How many workers do I need to hire? Now, if previously you have 4 workers, in stage 5 you need 6 workers, you need to hire 2 workers. Okay, so 4 to 6, you compare the 2. 4 to 6, you hire 2. 5 to 6, you hire 1. 6 to 6, you are not hiring anyone. Okay? Now, since now you have E and H, you need E and H to come into here. Alright? So that's where we go into that. Okay? So cost equal to 3E. So 3E. Okay? Plus 4 plus 2H. Plus F. Now, next step, no more next step. If no more step, no more next step, so F value is equal to 0. Okay? So that's how we did that. Okay? So this value will be 3. Okay? So now, okay, so there will be 6. And here, 3, 0, plus. Now, when H to the 0, the whole term is equal to 0. Great. Okay. Now, after this, at the end here, we always have these 2. F and X. Okay. So in the note tag, we are given F5 bracket X4 and then X5. Okay. Now here you have only 1 column, nothing to compare. Okay. If you have 2 columns, you need to compare. Okay. So here you have only 1 result. Okay. So here we just copy down this value 8, 6, 0. Now the corresponding X, now because here there's only 1. There's only 1 column. So the corresponding X here, there's only 6. Okay, so that's why here, 3 plus 6 is wrong. Which one is cheaper? This is the cheaper. Okay, so if this is the cheaper, we put an F3 here. These are the things that are not indicated in the note. Right? They help you to summarize later. Follow? Now we move on to step number 4. Okay? Now the step will repeat. Okay? Out. Now the step will repeat. First thing you write down 4 equal to 4. Okay. Now next thing here, you write down x4. Now, what is x4? So just down here, you say x4 can be 4, 5, or 6. Okay? So the horizontal, the vertical one from previous step will be the horizontal value. Okay? So x4 equal to 4, x4 equal to 5, x4 equal to 6. Okay? So at the end here, you have x. Okay? Follow on. Follow the step. Okay? Follow the step. Now next, we need to fill up x3 first. Okay, ma? After this, we finish. Okay? Now, how to fill in this value? You look from here to here. You always put down the first value here, 8. Okay? Then you look from here to the right. Anything higher than 8? No, huh? So just now here, you look to the right from 4, then to the highest. Okay? So you have 4, 5, 6. Okay? But from here, you look to the right, nothing higher than this. Huh? So this one here, there's only one value. Okay. Now for each of these here, we write down excess, higher, excess, higher, excess, higher. Okay. How to find excess? You compare this and this. Okay? You need 4, you have 4 workers. Any extra? No extra. You need 4 persons, but you keep 5 workers. You have 1 from worker here. You need 4 workers, but you have 6 workers. You have 2 extra workers. Boleh? Okay, again, this value depends on the object. Okay, so to find the higher value here, you need to compare from here to here. Now, in stage number 3, you have 8 workers. If in stage number 4, you have 4 workers, do you need to hire new worker? No, in fact, you cut 4 workers. Correct? From 8 workers down to 4, you cut 4 workers. But in our case here, we do not charge for firing. Okay? But from 8 workers to 4 workers, you are not hiring anyone. Okay? So 8 to 5 workers, you are not hiring anyone. From 8 to 6 workers, you are not hiring anyone. Okay? Now once you have it, the rest is just formula. Okay? So we substitute with here. Space constraint, I write it down here. Okay? So 3E plus, when x equal to 0, total equal to 0 plus f. So where is the f coming from? But f. Now, this one here is x equal to 4. So you go back to here, x equal to 4. The corresponding f value is here. Okay? Okay? So if you calculate it, okay? Now here, 3E plus when h equal to 0, whole term equal to 0 plus f. Okay, so this one is for x equal to 5. So come back here, x equal to 5. Corresponding f value will be 6. Okay. That's how you get. Okay. So this one is thing 3e plus h equal to 0, whole term equal to 0 plus f. Okay. So this time x equal to 6. So we come to here when x equal to 6, the corresponding f value is 0. Okay. Calculate it. That's why I take it down to the model. I go step by step. If you didn't attend this class, you don't know what.
我来要我也不知道他是
Okay, now just now here you have only one column, right? So there's nothing to compare. You just copy down this value. But here you have 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so when you have more than 1 column, you need to choose from the lowest top. Okay, so lowest top here is 6. So put in 6. And the corresponding x is 6. Now, since this is the only value here, we put an x here. Okay? Right? So with that, we move on to step 3. Now, after 2 iterations, you should be familiar now. First step you do is to write down b3 equal to 8. Okay? Then we write down x3 equal to, now, okay, so we look at here. Now there's only one value here. Okay? So there's only one value here. So just now here you have 1, 2, 3. So when it comes to x4, you have 1, 2, 3 values. Okay? So the x value here you convert from vertical to horizontal. Okay? So now we look at x2. So how to find x2? You go to x2. You look down the value first, 7. Okay? Then from here, you look to your right. What is the maximum to the right? 8. Okay? Right? So it will be 7, 8. Okay? Now next we look at exercise higher. To find exercise, you compare it. You need 8, you only keep 8, so there's no extra factor here. Higher, if x2 you have 7 worker and x3 you have 8 worker, so from 7 to 8 you need a higher 1 worker. Okay? But if in stage number 2 you already have 8 worker, so from 8 to 8 you are not hiring anymore. So with that, we put that in the formula. Formula 3e E0 plus, so it's 1, so put in this formula, 4 plus 2, 1 plus x. So here x3, you need to go back to here. You need to go back to x3. There's only one value here, which is 6. Okay.
S 是什么 X 啊
Right. So if you calculate this, you'll get 9.
哦
Right.
12是10
Okay. So this one here, substitute in e to the 0 when x to the 0, whole term to the 0 plus. Now this one is still 8. Okay. So it should be the same value.
12
So with that, you calculate this.
12怎么会是4
Sorry, this one is
诶
12.
1啊啊对了12 12
Okay, so with that, now add. Đấy, only one column. Now, only one column. Đấy, so this one, only one value. So, corresponding x is 8. Đấy, so this one here, corresponding x is 8. Okay, so this is simple. Now we are going to move into something more complicated.
Stage 2
So once you move into next step, what you do? Stage 2, we note down B2. B2 is what you need, 7. Okay, then we look at X2. X2, you transfer from vertical to horizontal. Okay. Then we look at X1. X1 equal to 5. Any other value? So from here, you look to the right, you look for the highest value. Highest value, 8, not 7. See that? From here, you look to the right, is the highest value. Okay? Now, this time from here, you look to the right, 6 is the highest. Okay? But here, you look to the right, the highest value, 8. So 5, 6, 7,
8 to
right. So for each of these, we calculate exact higher. Okay. So for each of these, we calculate exact. Now, as said, you always compare the two values. You need 7, yes, 7 worker, no additional worker. So one is 0, the rest in the same column will be the same. Okay? Now what about this one here? You need 7 worker, but you have 8 worker, so here you have 1 extra worker. Now we look at hiring.
什么意思啊
From 5 to 7, you need to hire 2. From 6 worker to 7 worker, you need to hire 1 worker. From 7 worker to 7 worker, you are not hiring anyone. From 8 worker to 7 worker, you fire 1 worker. Right? So you are not hiring anyone. Not actually not. Now what about here? From 5 worker to 8 worker, you need to hire 3. From 6 to 8, you need to hire 2. From 7 to 8, you hire 1. From 8 to 8, you not hire.
8 to 8，这个这还有是 before 这个跟这个，然后这个的话是 before B 跟这个。
意思是讲，我大概这边是要切，
Okay, so now we substitute the
不然的
formula
话就要切过两个。
3e plus 4
excess 没有
plus
excess，
2
因为要切过两
8
个，
plus f.
这边就
So
要
how to find f again? So 7 So here, this is from x to 7. Okay, so 7. You go to the end here, this is the f value that you need to
不知道，
不知道怎么写。
我也是在想的。
Okay. Okay, so the rest is the same. In fact, once you are familiar, you know that 3 times 0 is 0. You either put the 0 here or you just fine. Okay. 4 plus 2 hiring 1 plus okay. So basically this one 0 0. So actually 0 plus 0 plus. Okay. This one the same thing. 0 plus 0 plus. Okay. Now we look at this. Using the same formula, 3 e
是这样呀，怎么说？
plus 4 plus 2 8 plus n. Now this one here is 8. Then you come back here. Right? So the corresponding f value is 6. So here okay. So we will cover it. Okay. Okay. So the rest will be the same. 3, 1 plus 4 plus 2, 2 plus 6. Okay. I give you 17. 3, 1 plus 4 plus 2, 1 plus 6. I give you 15. And the last one, 3, 1 plus 4 plus 0. So 0 total equal to 0. Plus 6. Okay, so I give you so now we look at f. Now here we have 2 columns. You need to compare. 12, 20 and 19. The lowest here is 19. Compare 20 and 19. The lowest is 19. So the corresponding X for 19 is 8. Okay? Compare these two, lower, put down the corresponding X. 18, 17, 17 is lower. The corresponding X, 8. Next one here, compare 12 and 15. 12 is cheaper. And the corresponding X is 7. Compare these two, 9 is lower. And the corresponding X is 2. So this one you compare your two columns. Okay? Now to put it at the rate, we compare this value here. Which one is the cheapest? This is the cheapest. Okay? Compare 19, 17, 12, and 9. This is the cheapest. So we put the here no space idea right here. So stage 1. What you do first? You put down V1. Huh? This is the same value. Okay? So V1 equals 5. What about X1? X1, you are going to convert from vertical to horizontal. X1 equal to 5. X1 equal to 6. X1 equal to 7. X1 from vertical to horizontal. Next, we look at X0. In the beginning, you have no value, no vector, no vector at all. Right? So your X0 must be equal to 0. Okay? No other value. Initially, you have no vector. Okay. So here we look at excess higher. We look at here excess higher. We look at this excess higher. We look at this excess. First, we look at excess. How to compare your excess? You always compare D and X. Okay? So you need 5, you keep 5, no extra worker, 0. You need 5, but you have 6 worker, you have 1 extra worker. You need 5, but you have 7 worker, you have 2 extra worker. You need 5, but you keep 8 worker, you have 3 extra workers. There's an error there. Okay? Now next we look at higher. From no worker to 5 worker, need to hire how many worker? 5. From no worker to 6 worker, you need to hire 6, 7, 8. Okay? So now I put into this formula. times E, so 3 times. Okay, so here 4 plus 2H, H is 5, plus S. Now this one here is 5. Okay, so go back to previous stage. 5, corresponding F value is okay, so we will calculate this. Okay. Okay. So here is the same thing. Okay. So 3 E plus 4 plus 2 H plus F. So this one is 6. Come back here, 6. The corresponding F value is 17. So if you calculate this, you get 6. Okay. And here 3, 2 plus 4 plus 2 H plus F. Okay, so here we have 7. Come back here, 7 is here. Corresponding F value is 12. Okay, so if you calculate this, and the last one, 3 E 3 substitute here, plus 4 plus 2 H plus F. So 8 here. Okay, the corresponding value 9, so plus 9. Okay, so if you calculate this is wrong, the answer there is wrong. So 8, this one is 8. Yeah, 20 plus 15 is 8. Okay, so with that, we put down F. Right? So compare this value here, cheaper 33. Corresponding X value is 5. Now this is the only value. Put down. Oh yeah, what do you start here? Conclusion. So conclusion here, let's say state. This is your I. This is your I. State 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So VI you get it from the graph. 5, 7, 8, 4, 6. Okay? Now, xi, you get it from your asterisk. Okay? So, stage 1, 5. Okay? So, we go reverse. Huh? We go reverse. Stage 2 is 8. Stage 3 is 8. Stage 4 is 6 and stage 5. Okay, so you go backward. 5, 8, 8, 6. Okay, so 5, 8, 8. Total cost. What is the total cost? Total cost, you look at this value, right? Okay, so look at this value. See the value. This is the total cost. Okay, the total cost equal to 33. Now, earlier on, from 400, we reduce that to 4. Okay, so here you need to multiply that. The end. Okay, that's the